Alright, so I'm going to take this seat out, the FedEx truck, and see about an air seat. This seat belt system is as retarded as it gets, so I'm going to maybe try to figure something else out for that. So, it's just in the way, you're always hitting your elbow on it, and it's retarded, so. Alright, so I took the base off of this one and put under there, and that gets me my right height, and I can put a little air in it and be comfortable. And because you don't want to fill these things all the way up with air and then you're just solid. You know, you want to have just a little bit of air to give it buoyancy. So I'm going to get a plate and put a plate on that in order to bolt it down. I could maybe cut it down and then just take this piece here and then bring it over here to where I don't have all that sticking out. I may do that. But I don't like the tall seats. I hate those. So I want to take this apart and figure out, one, if I can make it lean back more, and two, if I can somehow cut that down or put like this seat. I like that seat. It's comfortable. See if I can get those cushions implemented onto here. So it has this little stopper here. You just take this stopper out and put it here. Huh, that's clever. And then I see this is broke for the lumbar support. I've got another one of these seats over there. I can see if it's broke too. And then maybe I can just like cut it here or something. I don't know. And then just weld the bar across here. Or just take this off. And that would be my tallness here. I don't know. Alright. Just a little bit of a mess trying to get this stuff figured out. This is a seat that I want to use. But this, I really like this seat here. The cushion and everything. I like the low back. I like the wide. And I really like some kind of leather, whether fake leather or whatever, with a cloth seat cover over it, because you know it protects from the sweat and everything, you know, getting into it, and then you can't get it out. You just take your seat cover off and always wash it and just wipe your seat down, you know, and you're all good to go. Cloth seats, they damn things stink. So I'm going to see if I can somehow implement this into that. So I got the mechanism off for the recline, or whatever you want to call it, the tilt back or whatever. So my idea is to put it on this seat, because this is the one that had these leather seats or whatever, pleather. I want to try to implement this onto there. It's a little bit narrow, so I have to cut it here. And so this one just kind of follows whatever this one's doing. So I'm just going to cut it in the center here and spread it apart wherever I need it. And do whatever I need to this. So I think this I'll have to cut it off here, eliminate this piece, and then this will just go right on this. I have to clean all this up. I think that'll work. I think I'll just cut it here and here and add a piece in there. But the thing with doing that is then your surface here isn't going to be flat any, you know, with, you know, it's not going to be flat all the way across, because this sits right up against the base. So another option is cut it right here where this bend is, but then you don't have a lot of surface to put your piece in there. But what I could do is whatever pipe that I get to go over this, I could just come and cut the new pipe, you know, this piece here that sets right on it. Just cut me a piece out of that so that this is still the mating surface. That might be what I do there. So I'm just gonna kind of cut it right in the middle here, so it gives me the maximum distance of coupling, and do that. So I had this handle off of a John Deere combine. So I cut it. It wasn't quite big enough in the inside to go for this to slip over it. So I just took me a piece and cut it in half. And I'm gonna weld that on there. So this is setting on that. So, you know, it's not like I'm trying to support it out here. So I'm going to put that on there and weld that up. So I welded this on the top and the sides and in underneath, so you can see it's open there. So I welded underneath to this. You can see like right here where the weld is under there. So I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. So I didn't clean the welds off yet. It was a stick welder, so they probably look good under there. I don't know. So now I just got to do the back. I got to go grab it over there. And I have to put this piece in here because nevertheless I need something to hold it. And that the piece that goes across here holds it, is the brace up against there. So I got that, the bottom in there. But for whatever reason, this top is slightly wider. About ½ inch or so. So I'm just going to take that bottom piece out. I thought this was bent. But I think it was bent like that from the factory. As odd as that sounds, I really think it was. The foam kind of fills that in right there, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. If it seems to pin the problem, then I'll bend it back. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Because if it was bent, it seemed like it would be bent, all kittywampus, but not so perfect like that. And both of them seem to be the same. So I'm gonna have to cut the center out there, this bar. I'm going to have to cut that bar out there and kind of pull those ends in a little bit. I think that's going to be my best option there. Well, I got it all situated. I had to cut this out more and drill a different hole to move this back because it was way too far here. Like, it really felt weird sitting in it. So, yeah, I got all that back. I got this. So this deal was bent like right here. And it was welded in the other one. And so I just unbent it and then bent it to the length I needed and welded it on there. And that's the little deal that it rotates the seat up and down. But and then I had to cut the handle off of it over here because it was, not long enough. So I'll have to find something to weld the handle back on there, just longer, a little extension. So, but yeah, coming along good. I'm sitting here waiting on this to set up. I had to epoxy it back on there because I couldn't get it off, and so when I went to welding that extension, it melted it. And I look over, and you see those notches right there? Those are supposed to be the other way. I welded that darn thing on there upside down. Huh. What a reject. I think it'll be alright though, because I think I have it up farther than it was on the other one, so I'm gonna look at that here in a minute. But well, there's the base. Cut like 7 inches off of it, wherever the other piece is. 7.5 inches. I don't know where the other piece is. But yeah, that'll work. It'll go right on there. And then this will bolt to the floor right here. Alright, so I don't have any of these, I can't remember what they're called. They're like pig rings or something like that. And I don't have the tool, I don't think. So I'm just gonna, I've got this big needle here. I'm just gonna use that thread there and sew it together, sew it on. This has to be sewed to this, and this to this, and then this goes around this. So, all right, there it is. These corners I had to be a little delicate with because they didn't sew a deal in there. I should have put another one right here, but the spring is there, and so that's why it's kind of bulging up a little bit. And that's also why I went around it. But anyways, I kind of like it a little bit better with these threads in here. So I should have done, when I went through what I should have done was I should have took my thread through because this is double. I should have took my needle through there so that it would harness that instead of that being right up against the hole there. But it shouldn't pull through there. I hope not. But anyway, see, I kind of done it there. But yeah, I think that kind of looks better than having those clips. But nice and tight.